suddenly remember something.
What thing?
Many years ago, I think about 6-7 years ago, Borwen actually made me lose money.
Hey,
You remember or not?
bad memories.
Thailand. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Grow Your Money podcast.
Today we have another special guest joining us. He is the CEO of Next Level, Mr. Borwen. Borwen, welcome to the show.
All right, first, thanks for having me here. Yeah, so nice place that you have.
Yep, thanks for sponsoring the funds for this podcast.
Yeah, I didn't know that it's such a nice place, such a cozy place. Of course, we have two wonderful hosts.
We have upgraded our equipment, so now we got more budget already. So now we want to ask Borwen the very first question, our boss man, which is when can we increase our salary?
明天, tomorrow.
Okay, so when we have 1 million followers, so make sure that you follow and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure to like and follow, okay?
Okay. Hey, Borwen, just wanted to ask you a little bit about your background. And for those who don't know much about Borwen, right, can you share a little bit about what you do as a CEO as a Next Level?
What I do as a CEO, I come to podcasts, I make sure that my guys are working very, very hard. But of course, for Next Level, as the CEO, I think the whole thing is to make sure that everything runs well. Okay, I think at Next Level, we are an education company. So it's not just about us. It's also making sure that our students, they are actually well supported. They are getting the result. And we are always making sure that our students are actually being transformed. So that is also my role, okay, to make sure that, students are being transformed, and of course, our people are working hard to make sure that all this is actually happening behind the scene as well.
Borwen, do you imagine yourself that one day you will be the CEO of a company? Have you ever imagined yourself long time ago?
When you are young,
Well, every day when I wake up, to be honest, I'm like, oh, am I the CEO? To be honest, I have never ever thought about, becoming a CEO. Of course, the name itself, the title itself does comes with huge responsibility. But I guess it happens. Yeah. And of course, every day, as a CEO, we just have to do what I have to do. Right. But of course, yeah, life is really, really unexpected. I think in the past, we always have planning for 5 years, 10 years. But nowadays, when people ask me, Borwen, what is the next 3 years? I would say that I can't even foresee for the next 1 year, how is things going to change? Right. So that is always something that I believe that, we just always make sure that we are, every single year, we are better as a person, whether in a company, you are always contributing more to the company and making sure that we are constantly growing. That's basically my focus.
So
Yeah.
before you were, tell us about your career what did you started off as your first job?
Well, my first job, okay. Of course, I've worked many part-time jobs, since I was 16 years old. In fact, maybe just to share a little bit of an interesting story, one of the jobs that I worked in was actually to pack hamper. Chinese New Year, or when you give a gift, right, you pack the hamper. So what happened is that I remember this place was near West Coast. Right, so every single day, I spent maybe 8 to 10 hours, packing hamper. But the problem is, right, at the point of time, I was paid by the number of hamper that I pack. So if I pack maybe 20,
How fast
50,
you pack,
yeah, then of course I'll get more. Okay, but the problem is, because I don't know why, but the boss never give me any hamper. So from morning, I was just waiting for the hamper to be packed. Okay, then maybe at the end of the day, maybe I pack 3.
So he only need you to pack 3.
Yeah, imagine one hamper, I make about $3. So that day I make about $9. Okay, and guess what? Because that day, that place, right, the nearest is a zi cha store. So which means that, I probably eat $6 per meal. So there are days whereby probably I'll be losing money.
Maybe he owns the zi cha store. So he hire you to go and visit the zi cha store.
Now that you mention, okay, maybe, yeah. So of course, yeah. So that was an interesting part-time experience.
Hey, Borwen, actually, when I just got to know you, right, back in 2017, actually you were working as an insurance agent. Can you tell us a little bit more about that part of your life?
Yeah, okay, let me recall. Yes. Yeah, in fact, I think from 2011 all the way until 2019, so about 7 years, I was a financial advisor for Great Eastern. I would say that has been one of the pivotal moments leading up to today. Because why? If not for that particular career, I probably wouldn't go so much into finance. And also that was also the period where I met my mentor, and that's where I dive into investing, all right, or rather trading. and also where I lost a lot of money. Right? But of course, yeah, the whole experience led up to today lah. So I would say that my financial advisory experience was actually great. And I think nowadays people, whenever they see me, they feel that, hey, Bowen, are you I always say I'm an introvert. So they say, no, you cannot be an introvert. But I say I'm an introvert. But I guess through the financial advisory training and all that, I also become more well-spoken, right? I guess I don't have the fear of meeting clients. In fact, I've tried everything from door knocking to road shows, whatever you name it, like cold call. Yeah, I've done everything.
So you are a functioning introvert.
I'm a functioning introvert. Is that the
Means
correct term?
就是like
yeah, I can function.
you are being forced out of your shell to become a extrovert, but actually deep down, right, you are an introvert. But
Betul lah.
because you are
Betul.
because of your job or your environment, then you are being forced to do all these things lah. So how was the experience when you actually did insurance, right? When you start to advise your clients and then you also are learning investing yourself, right? Then how do you help them to also grow their money?
Okay, so that is a little bit of a challenge for me. Okay, because I think when it comes to a financial advisor, we earn by commission. So of course, we have to promote our company product as well, which back then was actually ILP. So of course, I'm a believer of ILP. In fact, up to today, I still believe that ILP is great. It offers the flexibility and everything. But of course, I also do advise my client back then to also do their own investing as well. Right. So I guess that from a financial advisory perspective, I was probably one of the few that I don't just simply want to push product. I want to actually give them whatever that I feel that is suitable for them. All right. And something that I always learn, and I believe I've also gotten a lot from my financial advisory journey, is we don't just sell what the customer want. Okay, we sell them what they need. All right. So I would say that for all my clients that has been with me, when I was there, I always make sure that I sell them the whole package, okay, based on their life stages, based on what they need, rather than just, you're looking for this product, I sell this product. To me, that is not what I want, right? So I guess that also helped me, okay, today, where I don't just simply based on what the customer want, okay, but rather I based on what the customer need.
Bowen, last time when I started to learning about investing, right, I joined the community. I remember you were my trainer.
Oh, I don't remember.
You,
Okay, don't worry, that's normal, that's normal.
You were my trainer, and last time you a bit slim but now still okay now still look good Okay, but I remember you were my trainer. But at that point of time, you were still, it's not full time in training and education, right? It was still part time
Which year was that?
I think it was 2018 or 19.
Okay. Yeah,
Still
I think
part-time, right?
I was helping out I was helping out as a trainer, part-time trainer.
So when did you decide to go full time into the training space, and like what led to that decision?
In fact, I would say that 2016, I started kind of going full-time into training with another company back then. All right. So I was still doing financial advisory work. So I think it was about 1 year. And I remember 2016, that was the year where I was also being tasked to travel quite a lot for my training, for value investing.
We went to Hong Kong together.
I went to Hong Kong, we went to Malaysia, Philippines, even
Slept
for
in the
UK.
same hotel room.
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
I lost my
Hey, don't say that thing. Yeah.
No, nothing happened. Don't worry. Yeah.
I was very lucky.
You look at Rachel, nothing happened.
Hey.
I was a young little girl back then.
Yeah,
But that
luckily-
was actually my first overseas
To
trip
Hong Kong.
to Hong Kong, and it was my first work trip also. And Borwen make it very memorable.
Wow.
Lucky I wasn't there. I want to hear any of the stories.
Yeah, we were there to work.
But
literally.
but that kind of like traveling and teaching, you kind of like enjoyed it more because I think there's some relatability to insurance, right? You get to talk to people and things like that.
Yep, of course. So, like I said, I was doing financial advisory and also doing training. Now, then I asked myself back then, like, which one do I prefer? Obviously, I think I prefer training because why? As a trainer, everybody is like, wow, you're the guy, you are, they are always giving me that positive vibes
good
and energy. But when it comes to insurance, right, every day you're facing rejection.
Trying to avoid you.
Yeah, it's basically you make money through rejection. But I think on the other hand is you make money or rather income through positivity. So I kind of enjoy that feeling. right? So there was a point, I think 2017 or 2018, I had to make a choice because I was traveling so much. I also feel that it is unfair for my client, if I were to be overseas, and the thing is, every time I'm overseas, I will receive a call from my clients, whether is it they need to do
Something
a certain
happened.
claims or something happen. So it's like always, but I can't be there straight away. So that is where I have to make a choice. Either I focus on the insurance or I focus on my training. And that's where I choose the training portion. So I left the financial advisory industry. I started full-time into training.
But what happens like after, let's say you leave the financial advisory industry, then what happens to your clients? What do you do with them? Or are
Okay,
they being
basically, they will
passed?
be passed over to my colleagues to take over. Of course, there are some financial advisor, let's say they become less active. Okay, they continue to hold on to the license because why? There's actually recurring income. But to me, I feel that that's not fair. So I totally let go. So my clients is being passed on to my colleague, which technically they will so-called earn the overriding.
Also,
Alright.
it's like being passed from you to them.
Yes, yes, yes. Then
Okay,
of course,
okay.
if they take the overriding, then they should
Be
continue
more
to serve
enthusiastic.
the customers lah. Yeah. So I feel that is probably the right thing to do as well.
So you went, that means education and training, it was back in 2018 lah. That's where you were full-time with Next
16
Level.
all the way to probably I think 2020, about 4-5 years lah. I was very very active. Yeah.
Okay.
Then after that, you did start your own company as well, right? Can you share a little bit more about that as well?
Yeah, so after that, I started my own education company. Yeah, but of course, it wasn't easy lah, but it was also extremely fun. Okay, because why? The company that I started with was actually back then when I first started, they were my trainer. Okay, yeah. So it's like, back then they were my trainer, and right now, we come together and we actually, set up a company together. We brainstorm new strategies, we serve the community together. So that was something that was very, very fun. But of course, in the end, we didn't continue. Partly also because, I was mainly the main person that is kind of like the face and the person that is pushing the business. All right. But I think at one point I was also kind of tired. Yeah. Then of course for my two other so-called partners, they are like retired. Technically, they don't need to do all this one. Yeah. So it reached a point whereby I feel that maybe yeah lor, you're just continue your retirement lifestyle. Yeah. If not, it's like everybody we have to stress, like, why are we so stressed for? Yeah, I mean we just enjoy training and everything. Yeah. So we might not have to run it as a business, because sometimes when you mix business and passion, right? Sometimes the passion might lose fire as well.
When was that? 18 to...
I think that was like 2021, around that
Okay,
period. Yeah.
got it.
That was when we started to cycle a lot with Bowen, because we know that he needs to come into next level lah. Then every weekend, we just, hey Bowen, you want to go cycling and all? Because we know that was his hobby.
So that means when the first time I met you is you were kind of like helping out with a education company lah. And then after you started on your own.
Yep.
And after later you work with two retirees who don't want to work anymore already. Or I think you were just tired of being the face. Then after later, that's where Rachel come in. I mean, you all went to a lot of cycling trips lah, had a lot of fun lah.
Yeah.
They kind of like recruited me lah.
We
Because
slowly see him.
Yeah, they know that I was doing it. I was doing on my own with two other partners, and they are like, "Hey, why not we do together lah? Then there's a team, there's a lot of resources to support you and everything." Nah, like yeah, that's also true. Okay, because I think partly also because for me, I can't do everything on my own. All right, so that's where I also feel that if I have a bigger team that's able to support, then I think there's more things that I can also offer to the student as well. So it's like I can just focus on helping the student rather than I also have to worry about the marketing portion, the sales portion. When you're worrying about so many things, then probably the student, in terms of the focus, it might actually be, going all the way to the bottom. Right. So that's where I feel that, I think it's the right match, then it's the right timing. Then I decided to join Next Level.
Yeah.
But now full circle, right? But now you are back at the CEO ma. So now you have to think about the marketing and the sales part of things already, right? Like how does that differ from the earlier experience?
Okay, so the key difference is that now over here at Next Level, we have a huge team, okay, to actually support. So I think that is very, very different. All right, so I typically don't have to do the day-to-day staff. Okay, I mean we have
Make
all the
make us
leaders.
do it.
Yeah, we have the trainers, we have the host, wonderful host, and all that. Yeah, just make sure that everything runs well in the direction that the company is heading. And again, we are focusing like on the student transformation. We are focusing a lot on community building as well. Right. So my job is to make sure that we actually achieve all these things that our company is focusing on.
Hey, before we talk more about next level, right, I suddenly remember something.
What thing?
Many years ago, I think about 6-7 years ago, Borwen actually made me lose money.
Hey,
You remember or not?
What is this story? How come I never heard this story before?
our bad memories.
Thailand.
What is that?
Thailand.
So previously, when we were still like in our previous community, and we got to know this guy lah. Did we get to know him through you or someone else?
I think through some events.
Yeah. So Borwen made me lose $8,000.
I don't know this story. You all need to continue talking so I can hear this story.
So this guy, he told us that, hey, I have quite a number of successful Thai Boat Noodle stores. And then I'm actually looking for investors to help me to expand the business. So back then in our community, we have many, many students, right? And then he said, if your students can actually learn about F&B business and I can sell them some of my shares lah, and then we make money together, we give dividends. Yeah, maybe Borwen can share a little bit more about that portion of your entrepreneurship
wow.
journey.
Very interesting.
Now that you mention, okay.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
So back then, yeah, that was where in Chinese style we call it 屁股痒 lah. Like your backside itchy lah. You just want to try something. Yeah, and then must scratch, right? Yeah. So of course, I think for me is I always believe that in order for you to make money, first is either you invest or you actually start a business. You become a business owner. Right. So of course back then we get to know this guy and he shared with us the idea about growing franchises. So just to put it simply, a lot of people we want to start our own business. But we also know that a lot of business will fail. So why not you go and look for a business that is actually proven, that has a track record, and then you actually franchise it. And that was basically the model that we are selling. Okay, we have a proven Thai boat noodle concept, okay, and we actually built up the business for the first year. We show that, hey, see, this company, this shop is making money, and then we find investor to actually come in and invest from year 2 onwards. All right, so that was the whole idea. And at one point, I think we grew to about 6-7 outlets in Singapore, and we were in all the main shopping mall.
Actually, the model is damn lucrative because the traffic is already there. It's a proven business model already, and that's why I was so willing. It was my first investment actually, my first private equity investment.
Oh, no wonder lah. So you are the guy lah, because normally people first investment always lose money.
Hey,
So that's why lah.
But what happened? Like, since it was a proven, like how did that totally went to ashes?
I think Borwen can share a bit
Yeah.
more.
So in short, what happened was that we actually take over this franchise lah from this so-called Gu Thai brand. All right. So what happened is that because we took over too many of their outlets already. So until to a certain extent, the main franchisor, right, becomes like, hey, actually I don't have any stake lah. But they hold the recipe and everything. So to them, it's like, actually, if I screw you up, there's nothing you can do. So of course, we know that for F&B, the fundamental is the food. All right. So if the food quality sucks or anything, then the business will start to drop. So that is also where we start to face a lot of issue from the chef and things like that, the quality of the food. So everything starts to drop. And when we actually ask the franchisor for help, so they kind of like, they didn't really help a lot. And technically, they got no skin in the game anyway, because we kind of already bought over most. They have already cashed out. Okay.
They can retire already.
Yeah, they can
basically.
retire already. Yeah, so we are like the scapegoat. Yeah, so there's no reason for them to also help us. Yeah, so everything started to go down. I think there was a lot of management issue, the finances, everything was unclear. Yeah, so yeah, it just went all the way down. But I mean, thinking back, actually back then, if it didn't close down, I would say that eventually it will still close down. Because a few months down the road is COVID.
Oh,
And
that's
literally
true.
every business
Challenge,
will close down. I mean, if you're F&B back then,
That's true.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
true.
so think of it is, we closed down earlier then at least we lose a bit lesser.
But I remember I still managed to get some money back.
We tried to help the investor to actually get back whatever is left. Yeah, but in the end, I think for me, I also lost a lot. Yeah, because personally for me, every outlet that I actually, helped to raise to the investor, I also invested in it. I was pretty much one of the top investor in most of the outlet. Yeah, close to 6-figure losses.
Wow.
What was your biggest learning lesson from this experience?
Don't piku yang. Backside itchy, just go and scratch lah. Don't go and do all these
You ask
things.
someone, you ask Bjorn how you scratch.
Don't ask me, ask Richard how you scratch.
Both lah together.
But that was back, that means 2019 around 2019.
That was around 2019, yeah.
That means, what you were still doing together with your education
Yes,
business at that
together.
point in time,
Yeah, so that's why I say like, backside itchy, just focus on one thing, but I wanted to focus on other things as well. Yeah, so everything started
You
to
need to
go haywire.
diversify your asset classes.
Yeah,
So that's
diversify,
why.
become diversify. Yeah, so of course, biggest learning lesson I would say is end of the day, you need to be in control. I think when it comes to business, today when you're running a business, you need to make sure that you have control. If you don't have control, then one day you realize that the control of how much money you're gonna get is also not in your hand. So I think that's number one. And number two is really to find somebody that you can actually trust. So I think the integrity, the basic quality of a person, especially when you are dealing with partners and all that, all this is actually important.
So let's say now, you go through, you've lead a business on your own, you start an F&B business, and now, you are CEO of Next Level, right? What is the culture that, and all the learning lessons that you've learned from the experience, right, that you want to bring to this current company that you are managing now?
I think the key thing is always focus on the customer. Okay, that's something that we always believe in because the customer are the one that is actually paying. In fact, all of us, all the payroll, everything comes from the customers. Yeah, so our role as a education company is to make sure that the students make money. Okay, then naturally when the students make money, the company will grow. So I think that is the fundamental. And we always believe in words of mouth. So if the product is good, people will actually start sharing as well. Yeah, so I think whether is it even for my F&B business, there was a lot of word of mouth. People are sharing, deals with their friends, but of course, now everybody go down together. Yeah, but it's the same thing, when it comes to business, the fastest way to actually grow is through referral. So that's something that, I'm building for Next Level as well.
Hey, Bowen, as a CEO, right? Because when you are managing so many people, I mean, our company also, there's quite a number of people inside, right? So how do you determine what should you be focusing on, or how much time do you allocate to we have so many departments that we are conducting in Next Level, right? How do you manage your time as a CEO between so many different tasks?
I think for me, very simple. I like to focus on the things that is most important. Okay, to be honest, I think a lot of the day-to-day stuff, I will leave it to my managers and everybody to take care of it. So if it doesn't require me, then I will choose not to be involved. Yeah. So whenever I go in, I like to be there where I can contribute. I have a direct contribution to improve it in certain way. All right. So I don't really micromanage. I have trust in the team members and everything. So to me, if you ask me, am I everywhere? I think I am everywhere, but yet at the same time, I'm not everywhere. In a way, I am not fully involved on the day-to-day. So I think I need to have the capacity to actually have the brain space to actually look further. I think that is the role of the CEO, which is actually to solve problems.
Yeah, that's why today we managed to invite Bowen. It's very honored for us already.
What is your biggest challenge so far from because I know that when you took over as a CEO, there was some stuff that you needed to handle, right? So throughout this period, I think it's been a few months already. What has been that one biggest challenge for you?
One biggest challenge.
Because I gave Bowen a lot of problems. Oh, you're thinking which problem did Rachel give you?
Yeah, but typically, it's always a human problem. But I'm glad that at least for me, right, when I first took over the company and all that, I tell the team that, everything is all about transparency. It's about trust and it's about teamwork. And I'm glad that actually so far, there's no major human, issue that I have to kind of go in and resolve. So I always say, just trust the other person and everything. And I believe with trust, a lot of things actually can be resolved. Typically when one person have a conflict with another person, it's because they don't trust this person. And that is where they start to, why this person, like that. There's always finger pointing. But when we have trust, you realize that it's always working towards a common goal. Right? So I'm glad that I kind of set that culture right at the start. So that kind of, leave me with not much issue. Of course, for next level, I would say that the biggest challenge that I face is how can I take this to the next level. Right? Yeah, I mean, the company name is next level. So, right now I might be at level 1, we need to go to level 2, and when we're at level 2, we need to go to level 3. And I think it's not just about us growing, because we are growing together with the students. So it's like maybe my students are making like 20%, 30%. How can we actually make sure that they are able to get 30%, 40%? And of course, sometimes it's not just about the return. Some of them, they tend to do funny things. They lose money here and there because they like to,
Pikuyang.
pikuyang, do funny trade
Right.
and all that. So our job is also how can we reduce, such situation. And also one thing we face as educators is that a lot of the students, when they sign up, they're very enthused. And after that, disappear, literally disappear. Like you ask them, why you never come back? Then they say busy and things like that.
Yeah.
So we are also thinking about how can we engage them even more. I think the whole idea of like all these podcasts is also we hope to really engage more people, all right, to understand the importance of finances, growing your money, which is fantastic, right, and really to take charge of your own finances.
So what is the one thing that, you share with us your biggest challenge, right? What gives you the most joy as the CEO of Next Level? What gives you the most joy as a CEO?
Growth okay, because I always believe in empowerment, to empower the people. So when I see people growing, I think that to me is the biggest so-called happiness driver. And of course, seeing the students making money. Sometimes when we have gathering, the students coming to us and say, thank you, because of next level, or because of the things that the trainers have taught, I managed to make money. I see transformation. So to me, student transformation, team member transformation, team member growth, to me, that is the biggest joy for me.
So just thinking, right, for the next like 5 years, 10 years, how do you think our investing industry or our education industry will be transforming?
Wow, just now you never listen, man. I already say that 5 years, 10 years, too long already.
Too long
1
already.
year, I also cannot. Okay. How would it transform? I think right now, everybody is focusing on AI. Okay, so AI will change a lot in terms of how people absorb information. Maybe 5 years down the road, do people even do their own trade, or actually the AI will do the trade? Possible. All right. So I think it's always to be adaptable to changes. All right. And of course, when it comes to education-wise, I would say that it's still pretty much the same. Okay, I mean, we look at education system 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and now pretty much is back to basic. All right. But I would say that same thing when it comes to investing. Sometimes, people thought that, maybe we need to learn the latest model, latest strategy, or maybe latest trend. But it goes back to the fundamental. Today, if you're a good investor, irregardless of the asset, whether it's stock, whether it's crypto might be a new thing. But if you are good at it, I give you any asset, you will make money. Okay, today, if you are bad at, your mindset is bad or anything, irregardless any platform, even if I give you the AI bot that trade for you, I can tell you will still lose money. Because you will always make the wrong decision at the wrong and the worst timing. So I would say that the mindset will be something that we want to focus more in the next 5 to 10 years. And I would say that, especially for younger people nowadays, like younger generation, we know that HDB prices are going up, everything is going up, COE is above 100,000. So it's going to be challenging, okay, if your income is not growing, right? So I guess, how can we actually reach out to more people? I think one of the things that we mentioned is to put an investor in every household, right? It's a big goal, but how can we actually do it? I think that is the thing that we need to focus on for the next 5 to 10 years.
So before we come to the end of the podcast, I want to ask you one question that we always ask every guest, which is, what is one advice, right, that you will give to our audience here today? It can be anything, personal, business, whichever.
Dare to dream. Okay, I never thought that I'll be a CEO. I never thought that I'll be sitting down here. But everything is possible, I would say, if you dare to take up the challenges. Okay, and when the opportunity comes, I always believe that opportunity goes to everybody. Okay, but it's just that some people are open-minded to grab the opportunity. Some people, when they see the opportunity, they see it as a scam. They probably run away from it. So the thing is, are you ready or not? So you need to train yourself to be ready. And when opportunity comes, you know that is an opportunity. You know, you grab it lah. So it's like Bitcoin dropping to let's say 50,000. Will you grab it? I mean, if you know that 50,000 is a no-brainer to us, we will grab it lah. Okay, but of course, if you're not ready, you'll be like 50,000. What if it drop to 30,000? How? Drop to 10,000? How? Okay, because you're not ready for it. Opportunity in front of you. If you're not ready, right, you're gonna miss it lah. So always make sure you're ready.
So
Okay.
Bjorn, are you ready?
Yeah,
or not?
grab opportunity.
I suddenly very motivated. Suddenly, very pumped up, you know.
This is a pep talk.
There's this saying, no guts, no glory. No guts, no glory.
That's armor. That's armor. That's
Yeah.
my unit.
Yeah.
Guts and glory.
So Borwen, thank you for coming on to our episode of Grow Your Money. And today we'll prepare a special gift for you.
It's a very well thought out gift that me and Rachel.
Well, is this from the company budget?
So this is a plant so that you can continue to grow our company.
Wow, okay,
Grow to
thank
me
you.
as
Yeah.
what?
Yes, I'll turn this into a tree.
Must have money one. Must
Money
grow,
plant, money
come out
plant.
of
I think
it.
money come on tree.
Yeah.
Money plant.
Okay, so anyway, guys, we have come to the end of our episode of Grow Your Money. So remember to like and subscribe and comment down below what you think of this episode.
So if you enjoyed this episode with Borwen, we actually did a previous episode with Julian, one of the prop firm traders that we have, also our mentor here. So be sure to click this video right here if you'd like to watch it. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.